to Rediscover the Verde Valley. This is Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. With me today is Laurie Altringer, and she is the Executive Director and owner of Science Vortex of the Verde Valley. Welcome, Laurie.
Hi, thanks for having me, Christian.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I love the things that you're doing out there. It's a pretty amazing program you have. And we'll get into just exactly what Science Vortex is, but we want to learn a little bit more about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, how long you've been here, and what brought you here.
Okay. I am a mother of two children, a 9-year-old and 11-year-old, and they are certainly inspiration for strengthening education in the Verde Valley and beyond. And I lived up in Flagstaff for 12 years, and then we moved from Flagstaff and went adventuring. I taught in Abu Dhabi for a year, and then we moved up to Oregon for 4 years, and then decided to come back here to the Northern Arizona region to be close to family. I have my in-laws right in Sedona. My brother-in-law now lives in Camp Verde, and my side of the family lives down in Phoenix.
Excellent.
So it's good to be home and to be settled in this area.
Yeah. So how long have you been in the Verde Valley again?
We've been here for 3 years.
3 years.
I've taught at schools here for 2 years. And then this past year, I've been working on the Science Vortex.
That's great.
And my husband is a nurse at Verde Valley Medical Center.
That's excellent. So I hear you also have an assistant with you today, huh?
I do. Micah, come on to the screen. This is my 11-year-old daughter, Micah.
Hi, Micah.
And she's on a hybrid schooling right now, so she's
Excellent.
my assistant today.
That's wonderful. So you're not just learning through Zoom or like this that we're doing, but you're actually working there too. So you're learning multiple skills. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yes,
and a number of her friends have been very good help.
Oh, I bet it's amazing.
What?
You're having a lot of fun out there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it was very nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. So what? Go ahead.
I'm hoping that she'll be our tour guide.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm hoping that she'll be our tour guide.
That's
later.
excellent.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to the tour later. That's kind of the neat thing about being able to do this remotely too, is that we're going to get a live tour a little bit later. So looking forward to that. So tell us a little bit more about your background. You said that you've taught in some pretty amazing places. You've been a world traveler, right?
Yeah, I've been a teacher for the last 15 years, and I have had opportunities to teach in both Guatemala and Abu Dhabi. And I've also taught in Washington, Oregon, and here in Arizona. So yeah. I worked at a school in schools in the Verde Valley and in Flagstaff.
That's excellent.
And so I've been a teacher
to our children.
Yep. I love working with kids. So right. Yeah, my teaching is not over. So I'm still a certified teacher. I have a master's degree in education and a bachelor's degree in elementary education from NAU. And so now I'm still teaching, but just with a twist.
Right. And very interesting. So tell us a little bit more about Science Vortex. What is it about?
Mm-hmm. So the Science Vortex is a STEM plus art center. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics plus art. So we call it a STEAM center. Mm-hmm. And it is an informal education site. So we don't have the constraints of standards or time restraints that I had when I was in schools. And so this is a place for kids to have fun with STEAM and to get inspired and discover that STEAM really is all around us.
Right.
And with that said, also to see that STEM careers are taking off in the nation, but they're taking off even more so here in Arizona. So if we strengthen these skills in kids in our region, they're more likely to stay in our region, because job opportunities in Arizona are growing at a greater rate in the STEM STEM careers than elsewhere.
We really don't realize just how much
And then,
it is around us, right? Everything we do.
yeah, and even if it's not going into a STEM career, just the 21st century skills of perseverance, critical thinking, innovation, they're so important in any industry.
Right.
And in relationships, so.
Right. So how did you come up with the idea? What was the dream?
Well, I've always been inspired by different museums that I've gone to, and I've had it in the back of my mind, how could I create something myself in a community? When we lived in Ashland, Oregon, there's a great STEM center there called Science Works, and that was really inspirational. They got involved with school districts and offered really rich field trips. But also it was a place where when I was a mother to 2 young children, we had a family membership and we had a lot of fun. It was a meeting place, a gathering place for the community where we would run into our friends without even making plans to run into them. Yeah. So I'm hoping that the center here serves the same purpose, that that it becomes a gathering place for local families and tourists alike.
So what steps did you have to take to make this work out? When did you finally say, okay, I'm going for it? And what did you have to do to get that rolling?
Yeah, we've had a lot of momentum, luckily. We only became incorporated in November 2019. And the first step was putting together an awesome board of directors. And so we're a board of 4 people right now, and we will be expanding our board. And the 4 people have education experience, experience with computers, are really integral in their communities in the Verde Valley. So we have a great team, and they've been awesome cheerleaders for moving forward. So after becoming incorporated, the next step was becoming a nonprofit organization. So we are a 501c3.
That's great.
And then right after we got our 501c3, COVID hit. So we have had to pivot a little bit as far, just like anyone. I mean, it's not the best time to be opening a hands-on museum. However, we have pivoted, and we've still been able to get the word out and kids in. So in the summer, we had virtual programs that about 100 kids got involved in. So that was a good success. And now we're able to have small group appointments. And it's also given me a time to not have the masses that I hope to have someday, but to develop the stations and the actual physical center, which is still a work in progress. I would say it's about 80% done. Our next big step is to create big signs on the exterior of the building. Because right now I think our indoors looking pretty good, but
I love the
people
wall
need to know where we
behind
are.
you. Love your colorful wall behind you.
Thank you.
Well, Laurie, we're gonna
project. I painted every.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about the programs and how people can get involved and find you. Okay.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Great. Thank you.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio, your president and CEO for the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. And again, with me is Laurie Altringer, and she is the executive director and owner of Science Vortex of the Verde Valley. Welcome, Laurie. We've had a great conversation so far about learning about you and the programs that you got out there. You're doing some amazing things at the Science Vortex. I'd like to dwell into a little bit about, the business aspect of it, how you move forward, maybe some of the challenges that you faced, and the steps you took to actually make this dream come alive.
Well, one of the first things that I did to get our business plan in place is participate in the Verde Valley the VV Rio Pioneer Pitch through Moonshot.
Yeah.
And so so I was able to work with the Yavapai SBDC and develop a business plan and then later pitch the idea. And this was right before COVID to a set of experts. And so they gave us good feedback, and it was a good way to get the word out.
That's excellent.
In this region and beyond.
Right. So for those that don't know, VV Rio is Verde. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, they've just been very helpful throughout the process. Even now, they work as advisors to me. Yeah.
VV Rio is the Verde Valley Regional Economic Organization, and Yavapai College has the SBDC up there, and great resources for you entrepreneurs out there that have a dream that you want to take to the next level, right?
Yeah.
So
and so they were very helpful in the business plan, but then because I'm a nonprofit, we have been applying for grants, and there has been good momentum and good support from both local organizations and broader organizations. So we've gotten support from the Village Rotary, we've gotten support from Rosenbluth, from the Arizona Community Foundation has been huge. We could not have done this without them. We've also gotten a lot of support from the Cottonwood School District. So people like the idea, and we're building the infrastructure so we can stay here.
Right. It is an amazing dream that you had, and I'm glad that it's coming to fruition here. So the children of the Verde Valley are going to be grateful and thankful for you. So so one of the other things that you got by doing the Pioneer Pitch was you gained a membership through the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Yes, thank you for that.
So welcome.
Yeah, that was a huge perk.
So, tell us a little bit more about how you're wanting to move forward, those services that you could potentially offer to people visiting the area and not just the locals.
Yeah. Well, right now what we have for both locals and for tourists is small group appointments. So for locals, $30 for up to 8 people to come in and play in the center. And it's free play, exploration, and you get the center to yourself so that it's smaller numbers and less of a risk with COVID. And for tourists, it's $40 for up to 8 people, so only $5 a person. Something that we will be starting soon here is the City of Cottonwood has provided us a grant to have a weekly toddler time, and that is open to anyone. It will be free of cost. And we're looking for that to be Mondays, but we'll be rolling that out here in probably the next 4 weeks. And another thing that we'll have is Makerspace Monday. So a Makerspace is a place where families can come and build whatever they want. So it's both low cost, recycled goods, but it's also more advanced technology, like different filmmaking apps, 3D printer, using robots, using electronic bits, and building a prototype and then improving your prototype, really working through the engineering process and having fun. And again, strengthening those 21st century skills of innovation, creativity, grit. Yep. And so those are 2 programs, and then that will be weekly programs, but we also intend on having a weekend drop-off program that is going to cater more to tourists, because we're only 1 street away from Old Town Cottonwood and all the great stores and restaurants that Old Town Cottonwood has to offer. So we are going to have a program where kids between the ages of 2 and 12 can get dropped off, or even a little bit older, can get dropped off while their parents go off and have a nice dinner while their kids are having fun and they are having a little bit of peace and calm.
I love it. That's a great idea, because here we run the visitor center here, and we're actually exploring, and it hopefully will help it happen within the next month or so, is we're going to have a satellite visitor center in Old Town. And boy, wouldn't it be great for us to be able to, as tourists are coming through, they may want to do wine tasting or something like that. May not be very kid friendly, but they want something for their kids to do. And you're filling that gap for us. So thank you. Sometimes it is challenging when I get, Go ahead.
Some of the, we are going to be approaching more businesses in the Old Town region, but we've already had a couple of businesses say that they would give 10% off to tourists who drop their kids off at the Science Vortex off their bill. So, we're hoping to partner with the businesses down there.
That's excellent. We definitely will make that happen and assist in any way we can on that too. So, great. So, I think we're just about time to take another quick break. And then when you come back, I'm excited for us to look at doing a tour.
Great. My daughter's ready.
All right. Excellent. All right. We're going to take a quick break.
This is Bruce Morrow, Transportation Manager for Cottonwood Area Transit. Remember, we cover the entire Verde Valley and Sedona. Cottonwood Area Transit has you covered wherever you want to ride in the Verde Valley, all day, every day. Take Cottonwood Area Transit through Clarkdale, Verde Village, and from 26 locations in Cottonwood. With Verde Links, it's a quick and easy trip to Sedona every day. Don't forget our connectors to Camp Verde. Visit cottonwoodaz.gov for Cottonwood Area Transit and take a seat. Let's go ride.
There are people who struggle with addiction and homelessness. Sometimes it may feel like there is nothing we can do to help.
But there is. You can make a tax-deductible donation and help those in need transition away from homelessness.
When you give someone a handout, you could actually be supporting an addiction.
A better life starts with better health, especially for those living in the streets.
Support solutions, not addictions. You can make a difference. Visit cottonwoodcares.org.
Welcome back to Rediscover the Verde Valley. I'm Christian Oliva Del Rio with the Cottonwood Chamber of Commerce. And again, with me is Laurie Altringer, and she is the Executive Director and owner of the Science Vortex of Verde Valley. And I'm loving everything I'm hearing about the Vortex. It's an amazing program that you got, and I'm real excited for us to see the facility here pretty quick. But let's tell people a little bit more about how they can learn more about you, where you're located, and how they can participate and maybe donate to the program. And then also tell us about some of your donors already and grants that you've been receiving.
Okay. We are located just one block up from Old Town Cottonwood on Willard Street. We are in what used to be the Cottonwood Elementary School building, but now it is the Cottonwood Educational Services building. And it's a great place to be housed because there's a preschool here that we'll be visiting. There is the RISE Resource Center, and they've already set up monthly field trips with us, and they even have a parent group that comes in every Friday. We also have an alternative high school, so we have a lot of kids here on campus that are benefiting from the Vortex already, even during COVID. And let's see, you asked who has supported us so far. We've gotten a lot of support both regionally and outside, and we're so grateful for it, because without these people, we wouldn't be where we are. The Arizona Community Foundation has, they gave us a startup grant that provided almost everything that I'm going to show you today. We had NARBA Institute, which is located in Flagstaff, and they serve the Verde Valley as well. They provided scholarships for summer camps and all of the kits that we were able to put together for the virtual summer camp, so over 100 kits. We had Ace Hardware help us with our Makerspace. The Rosenbluth Foundation is helping us with Makerspace Mondays. We've had Verde Valley Stream Council help us with the Learning Lab, the Little Learners Lab, and also we just got a grant from them that's a lifelong learning grant that is in partnership with the Camp Verde Library and the Discovery Center, the NRDC Discovery Center, also in this area. And we are going to be working on different programs, 12 different events throughout 2020 and 2021 to get Verde Valley STEM throughout. Hi, Mr. King. Mr. Steve King just walked in, the superintendent, super supportive. So
yeah.
Hey, Christian.
How are you?
You're being recorded.
I still owe you lunch, Christian.
I know. We got to get together and do that sometime.
Well,
Great to see you. We're doing an interview here on the Science Vortex.
We enjoy you a lot.
It's an amazing program they have there,
I'm
right?
Interrupting.
No, you're okay.
You gotta come by and see it. It's unbelievable.
Well, Laurie's going to take us on a tour. Laurie's going to take us on a tour here.
All right, we'll do that. I'll see you later.
Great to see you.
So call me Christian. I owe you.
You got it, my friend.
I gotta go.
And come back because I have things. Hi. Yep. So there's one of our supporters.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's amazing.
And so I was saying that, we're going to be starting a campaign called Verde Valley Loves STEM. And when you see that hashtag, it'll be VV Loves STEM. Nice. And we are going to be rolling out all kinds of programs throughout the next year.
Great. And
with
so
or
people
without
can
COVID,
find that. I'm sure you have maybe a calendar or something like that on your website or Facebook.
You know, we're working on a calendar with Verde Valley Stream Council right now, but we have a website that is www.sciencevortex.org. Yeah. And we also post a lot of pictures and updates on our Facebook page, also sciencevortex.org.
Great. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say that we are still seeking founding members. And so we have founding members listed on our website. And founding membership includes a 1-year membership. So starting in January, we intend to have open hours Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And with a family membership, that would get you an ASTC membership, which is Association of Science and Technology Centers. And it would mean that our members could go to the Arizona Science Center for free.
Wow,
so
that's great.
We're hoping that that really appeals to locals and gets local children in here on a regular basis.
Okay. So Laurie, why don't you take us for a little tour? Let's see how this works. We're gonna let our viewing audience know that we may run into technical difficulties. We don't know, but we're gonna experiment and go for it, right? Just like the Science Vortex. Perseverance.
Yep, and here is our tour guide, Micah, and
Hi,
she
Micah.
is an 11-year-old, and
great to see you again.
She's been a good advisor throughout the whole process. So she's going to show you some of our stations.
Okay.
This is the rocket. We have these wings that you attach to one of the rockets. So this, and you try out each one, see which one works best. So the rockets go really far.
Oh, cool.
So that's one station. Yep.
Yes. And then this is our topo map. It represents land and water.
So right now she's making it rain, and it shows where rainfall flows in a watershed. And Micah, show what happens. It's augmented reality, so it responds to movement as it happens.
Yeah.
So the landforms change and the contour lines change.
That's very cool.
Next is some human bones.
Yep, this is our human body station, and this is something that we're going to be adding more to with as much hands-on stuff as we can get for kids to get excited about human anatomy and physiology. And this poster is also augmented reality with an iPad app. Okay. And so it's way more than just a poster. Kids can really explore.
Next, we have this little box that will respond to these lines.
So these are Ozobots. They introduce kids to the idea of coding using color codes that the robot responds to. And so we have a puzzle, but the kids can also create their own pathways. So I have a science and engineering club with 6th through 8th graders right now, and they created these paths. So you can see they're kind of wild. The robot gets a little confused, but one of their favorite things was to just draw a circle and make it go around and around and around. Right.
And then next, this, which...
This is a work in progress, but it shows the energy that is needed for different kinds of light bulbs, and the kids can physically feel it in the hand pedals.
Right.
Then the light will light up.
So it encourages...
Hey, Micah, are you glad you don't have to do that at home to turn the lights on?
Yeah. And then
the camera might not be picking up very well, but it's a plasma globe.
Yeah.
And okay, good. And there's an experimentation of different light bulbs.
It actually lights the light bulb?
Yes.
Wow. How cool.
It does. Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. And then this is our Makerspace.
Okay.
And so in this area, kids can design whatever they imagine. And so we have all sorts of low-tech materials, but we're also going to be getting a 3D printer in here. Wow. And we have all sorts of arts and crafts materials. Something that we also have here is a sewing center, the Sew Fun Center. So kids can come in here and learn how to sew as well. We have
Rube Goldberg Machine Center, so kids can make their own Rube Goldberg machines, which can do things that are generally easy, but it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's taking an easy concept and trying to complicate it. So again, creativity is definitely needed for that one. We did that with summer camp, and we had kids turn off a lamp in a very complicated way. We had kids butter their bagel in a very complicated way. This is our microscope center. We have compound microscopes and digital. And that was really fun. Over summer camp, we had students find an injured grasshopper. So they got to look at the grasshopper under the digital microscope. Also with Sustainability Explorers Camp, we had kids create worm composting bins.
Oh, wow.
And they got to look at the worms under the digital microscope. Micah, you want to plug in the wind tube?
And then this is the wind tube.
And so this is fun for little kids to play with the scarves and ping pong balls, but we also have a challenge for older kids to build different vehicles that they test out in the wind tube to see how they react and see if they can change just one variable. And then over here we have
a ball run that kids can create a pathway for the balls to go into.
Yeah, so different engineering challenges that can loop around to the back.
Right.
And then we have cornhole, because cornhole is popular in the Verde Valley.
Exactly.
So we created a solar system cornhole where 1 point if the beanbag lands on the board, 2 points if it lands on Earth, and 3 points if it lands in the sun. It's our own astronomy cornhole.
That's great.
Gears, you want to show that?
These are gears that you can put in different ways.
Mm-hmm. And then these are chalk spinners. Fun for the little kids and coordination and patterns. And so you spin it and draw.
Nice. Very cool.
Yep. And then every 21st century center needs a selfie station. So here's our selfie station. As you see, Cottonwood, Arizona.
Right.
Yep. So we'd like to create a board where we have our visitors that. And then let me quick show you the Little Learners Lab. And that is this area, designed more for the little ones, but you'd be surprised the older ones like it too. Lots of building materials like Legos, train sets, gear sets, blocks. We have a small library going. In fact, we're partnering with the Sedona Public Library to put together STEAM kits that are available for checkout. And that's a result of a CARES supplemental grant.
Yeah, great.
And those should be ready in the coming months. So
wonderful.
That's another resource for Verde Valley families.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so
well, I love it.
There's
Laurie.
more here, but that's...
Yeah, we could do a whole show just on touring around, huh? I love it.
Yeah, I know. I want to tell you more about what the kids have been doing, because they come up with the coolest designs. They've made solar ovens, all sorts of fun. They've made all sorts of fun designs, like a skateboard out of cardboard that is meant to go down a hill. Just things that my adult brain don't think.
Right.
I like being around.
That's excellent. Well, thank you, Laurie. We've come to the end of our time, and I absolutely want to do a revisit with you. I'm excited about the future here for Science Vortex and all the great things that you're doing and all the great things that we will do moving forward. Thank you for your commitment to this community and our children. Again, I can't thank you enough. It's so much fun. I can't wait to get out there with my grandkids, and we're gonna come visit you very soon.
Oh, I hope so. And thank you to the Chamber too for your support. And yeah, it's only going to get bigger. More and more people drawn into the vortex. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. And we'll talk again soon. All righty.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Laurie.
Okay, sounds good. Bye, everyone.